Okay.
So, but did I give you guys this shipper list right here?
No. What is this?
This one is 250 shipper list. It's a spreadsheet. I may add it to the back office because I think you still have access. I mean, you still access the back office. You already have information back there.
Yeah.
So I'm about to add a bunch of stuff for you guys. And with the broker side, I may just do the trainings on an as-needed basis because you guys pretty much know what you need to do. And if you just need some touch-up training, we'll do that. But as I add new things to the back office, I'll do training on that just to show you if there's a need to show you how to use something, you know. So
yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not quite ready to get underneath Prover. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm surprised Lita hasn't. Yeah, let me call Kim right now while I'm thinking about it, because that way you guys can hear it and she can hear. Hopefully, she'll answer the phone and see what the. Give her a call.
A mailbox belonging to.
Let me call Lita. Everybody's busy, right?
Yeah.
But I'll call her.
Help you?
Lita.
Yes, sir.
Or Mom. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Charles. How you doing?
I'm okay. Just checking on you, see how you doing. I tried to call Kim because she always texts me asking for an update about Mom. Got her placed in a nursing home. Everything's starting to come around.
Okay.
The purpose of my call, I guess, is to see, I guess, did I thought I sent you an email about those guys, those individuals who were ready to get considered for Metro Night. Did you receive an email from me?
I did receive an email. There's 3 individuals on it, and honestly, we've been swamped. They're on my list to follow up on this weekend.
Okay. I just thought I didn't know if it didn't get received or not, so I just wanted to check.
No, I got it. I appreciate that. And how is your mom?
Mom is resting right now in the nursing home. I'm going to go see her tonight in about an hour. She has CHF, congestive heart failure, COPD, but she's resting. She's on the breathing treatment, nebulizers, and all that stuff. It's just her lungs need to get opened up, and she's coughing up a lot of mucus and blood and stuff, so we just got to get that stuff cleared up. Yeah, I know. So I couldn't really focus. And I told Kim that, I said, once I get Mom settled, will I have an opportunity to come back? And she said, just let me know. So I said, okay, that's fine. But I wanted to get Mom. I needed to get Mom settled, and that was the important thing. Everything else had to stop. So.
Oh, for sure.
So, yeah. So, because I got individuals. Even if I do come back, the process you guys are having, it still has to funnel through you. Even though I'll say, hey, Lita, I got people who are ready, then you just take the ball from there and do whatever process you guys are doing. Correct?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. All right. I just want to touch base. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Busy. Praise God for that. So, in here, booking loads and keeping folks moving around.
Okay, you're saying on the trucking side, right?
Well, on both. On the shipper side as well as the trucking.
Oh, okay. You got some shippers. That's cool. All right.
Yeah, we're moving along. Certainly, just training Brandy every day. Giving her some more nuggets and bringing a few more people into the fold, and definitely we'll be, talking to the individuals that you said already. So it's just those 3?
Tayshawn, Felicia, and whatever third one, I can't remember the name in the email. Yeah, those are
or Robert or?
Oh yeah, Robert Terrell. He actually has shippers who are asking for, because they require like a year to 2 years, and Metro Knight is a perfect example of that. And he drives now. He drives tankers. He goes to shippers all the time, and he has relationships with them. So I said, well, they will be a good plug for Metro Knight. So that would be ideal. And then I still got some military guys waiting in the wings. And then if I come back to Metro Knight, of course I'll just bring my book of business when I come over. I'll let them know. So okay.
Cool. Sounds good. Well, I had caught a little bit of Messenger, so I guess it's a husband and wife team. They're doing pretty well on your dispatching side.
Oh yeah, yes. Oh my God, they called me yesterday. I was with my wife. They called me yesterday, and they were saying they just wanted to thank this training today was two success story testimonials. One guy who just started training 2 days ago, a new guy for Dispatcher 101. He got a carrier and booked a load 2 days ago. So.
Okay.
And then the other ones, they've been training for about a month or so. They are a husband and wife team, the Pruitts, and they got 8 trucks.
Fantastic.
And they're running them pretty thorough. They're like, well, yeah, they would say stuff like, I wish I'd known about you before I joined the other platform and all this other stuff. I said, well, let's not spit negativity. Let's just appreciate the fact that you found someone that can train you, what have you.
Do is wait for him. So wait a minute. How's that over there?
Let them know, Robert, Tayshawn, and Felicia. So.
Yes. If you can certainly, if you reach out to them, let them know they'll more than likely get a call from me tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
Tomorrow afternoon, early evening.
Okay, that'll work. Yep, that'll work.
All right, fantastic. Take care of yourself, sweetie.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, bye now.
All right, Tayshawn, did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay, so tomorrow. So that was the other guy. The other person was Robert. Robert Terrell. And then Felicia's ready. Wanted to be considered, and you. So. And she said, "That's all." Yeah, I forgot about. I didn't know if Darius was ready or not, but I'll reach out to Darius offline. So they're starting to move along a little bit. Got some shippers moving low. So because I no longer have access to the TMS, but I still have access to, I guess, the DAT load board. At least I thought I did. So yeah. But yeah. Oh, there it is. I'm tripping.
Who's the two brokers that's talking about?
They're fairly new. Elizabeth Enal is PHS Logistics, and okay, so I no longer have access to that power as well, so that's cool. And then Gemstone Logistics, and then there's another one that was supposed to come in tonight on the training. Adina Fletcher, she's with, let me give you the name of hers in a second here, because I got a text from her. GIF Logistics. Trying to see what it stands for here. GIF Logistics. She's on Facebook. I just got off the phone with her, and she said she would tune in. But let me call her and have her on the line and see what she will expect from if someone comes on as an agent. Hello, Miss Fletcher.
Hey, how are you doing, Mr. Chase?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm totally awesome. I can't complain.
It won't help if you do, right?
And not at all. Not at all.
Did I talk to you last week? I think I talked to you about last week about you if you were in the process of considering freight agents, what would be your criteria and things like that. Did I do that with you?
Yes,
Oh,
you did.
okay. I was trying to.
I just told you as long as it's someone that's really, really strong, that you know you've had the opportunity to mentor, that you know that's really just basically ready to go, and maybe perhaps if they have their own book of business, then I know that you know it'll have to be something that we'll have to work out financially, but.
Okay. Now, if they went through the Freight Broker 101 training and they don't have a book of business, but they're making calls to shippers, and they've gotten shippers who are interested in signing on with brokerages, whether they're new or not, I'm assuming that would be a consideration also?
Absolutely, that would be a consideration.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to double check it. I thought it was you that I spoke to last week.
And as long as, like I said, as long as they truly have the drive, you know, I can read bullshit from a mile away. So I just want to be able to know that, you know, that is somebody that's really going after the same goals that I'm going after. And like I said, it's a new company, so I'm not looking to just kind of place somebody out there because they on a whim of, oh, this could make a lot of money. They need to know that it's going to take some time to really grow and grow into something that I really want it to be.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah.
All right.
So was I your friend? I honestly, I got on there and then I started doing something totally different. Responding to messages that I got back a little bit earlier today from my company, but I thought we were friends on the
Yeah, I think.
What time does your class start? Here's pretty soon.
My class is going on right now. The Freight Broker 101 training. We're just speaking about, because there's a few of the members who tuned in tonight, and I was going to just do it for like an hour tonight. But I called another broker who I sent an email to, because I got 3 specific ones that I know already. Tayshawn, Felicia, and Robert. Robert specifically, he actually has shippers that he has lined up, but he doesn't have a broker to get up under to send those shippers. So say if the shipper say, yeah, okay, send me your packet. What brokerage would he use? You know what I'm saying? So I need to get them lined up. And some of the shippers are asking him, you know, they have to be at least a year under as a brokerage, but he says some of them that he knows personally, he can convince them to give that person, that shipper, that brokerage, a shot. So an opportunity, correct. So yeah. So
I'm gonna tell you. Let me be very, very honest, Mr. Chase. I'm definitely interested. I'm just walking in my house, and I know that's not an excuse, but I'm like freaking exhausted.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. The reason for my call, I just wanted to double check if I didn't speak to you or not. So go ahead and rest.
You did indeed speak to me. Tell them to get whatever it is. Monday I will be full and ready to work. My daughter it's my daughter's graduation and my graduation this weekend. So
okay. Say no more. No worries.
But by Monday I should definitely be able to talk to them. My number is free. Definitely pass my information on, or if you want to make that connect with us, if we need to go through you, that'll be fine as well.
Well, what I'll do is, if you give me your email or text me your email to my cell phone, I will create an email from my Exodus email to you with the names of those 3 individuals who are expressing interest in working with a brokerage as an agent. How about that?
That sounds awesome, and then that'll give me an opportunity to be able to talk to them too, okay?
Okay, and I'll put their contact information in the email. So just text me your email, and I'll go ahead and get started on that.
That sounds awesome, and I'll go ahead and I'll just send you a normal email with my information as well, so you'll have everything that you need just to be able to get in touch with me, okay?
Okay, no problems. Thank you.
All right, thank you as well. You have an awesome weekend.
You too. All right.
Bye-bye.
Okay, you guys hear that one?
Yes, hey Charles.
I didn't do it, Felicia. It wasn't me.
I'm glad you asked that question, because I was going to ask you that. Like, remember I told you that I know a guy personally too that I know that I can talk to as a shipper. Hold on.
Okay, that'll be willing to give a new broker an opportunity. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I had to answer the door. But yeah,
Okay.
And so I was wondering, I'm like, okay, if I talk to this guy, like, where am I supposed to take him? Like, you know, he said, okay, give me a broker. Yes, I was glad you asked that. That's a question that I was asking within my mind.
Right, so I was wondering that too. So, because I'm considering either going back to Metro Night or just getting started fresh with another brokerage, just to go through the whole learning experience with that whole process. I know a little bit about the process as far as getting the load tenders from the shippers, producing the rate confirmation for the carriers, sending out the shipper broker packets to the shippers, sending out the broker carrier packets to the carriers, and that marriage. I know about that stuff, but as actually moving, I've moved about 3 or 4 loads in my experience, so I know the process. I'm just at a point where I want to do that in volume. But to show you guys from the very beginning, I have no problem with that. So, because teaching about the basics of freight brokering, that's easy. That's all on the website. The website takes care of all that. All the content is everything that you need if you want to be a broker. But if you want to get up under a broker and save yourself the headache and first learn it first, because if you step out there as a broker fresh, you're going to have a more of a difficult time. But if you get up under someone who's already established and let them handle that financial and legal responsibility, and you just concentrate on getting shippers in and making your money, it'll be a little bit easier for you. The transition will be easier for you. Plus, you take your book of business with you. So when you do go with your brokerage, you take your book of business with you and your credit. So now you don't have an issue about having credit because you have your customers already. So you don't have to have that worry, because when you leave that brokerage and you start your own brokerage, you just tell your customers, hey, there's still me. You're still working with me. I'm just going to send you a new shipper broker packet with my company on it. They're going to say, yeah, I've been working with you. I'm used to you. Send it to me. We'll fill it out, make it a matter of record, and we're good to go. So she's going to send me information. I will put your guys' name and phone number in that email, and she says she'll try to get at the latest Monday. She'll have a time to look over the weekend. It's her and her. I think she said her and her daughter's birthday weekend. So that's fine. So that's another. But there was another one. There was another one I had. I know Gemstone Logistics with Maria, and then Fortune Lee. I need to look her up because she had a brokerage up in Richmond that's close to me. So I have several brokers. Some are less than a year, some is a year, some is right at 2 years. I just want to strategically place those who have committed to Freight Broker 101 in the right and in my opinion, the best possible scenario for you guys as well. So, so once I get the email from her, she's getting in the home and getting settled now, so I'm going to wait. I got her business email, giflogistics.net, I think it is, .com. So, but I'll wait for her other email, and then I'll go from there, and I'll send, even if it's after this training, because I'm only going to do the training until 7, and I'm going to go up to the nursing home. I got to go help get my mom a bath and all this stuff and change her and all this stuff. So I'm in a different place in my life when it comes to mom. So, around July, I'm going to change the time of the freight brokering to align with the time of dispatching. They'll be the same times from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but the dispatching classes will be on Monday and Wednesday. The freight broker classes will be on Tuesday, Thursday. So in both cases, we'll be able to call those people we need to call because it'll be during the times of day that they are available. Right now, it's hard to get a hold of the shipper at this time of day. And then on Fridays, I'll take that day off as a way to reset myself for over the weekend for the following week. So Monday, Wednesday, dispatcher, Tuesday, Thursday, freight broker. All those times will be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that'll start around July 1st. So it gives me a time to get everything situated. But in the meantime, I do want to get you guys acclimated though. And then let's see what I was going to show you. This is another. I'm adding some content to the back office under tools and resources. This is one of the contents. It's an ebook. It's a PDF. It's 7 pages. It deals with spot markets. This is something that'll help you guys as agents Can you guys see the screen? Did I share my screen? I think I did. Yeah. So this will help you as agents, and also right here as well. Okay, trend lines. Dat has a website, trend lines, and I'm going to give this to you guys so you can see. But it'll help you when you go after shippers, what areas that will pay pretty substantially that you can target as opposed to going to areas. So if you get a shipper in a non-good paying area, then you're going to have a hard time moving that freight because it's not paying. No carrier is going to want to get that. So truck load to truck ratio is saying, you know, how many loads per one truck. So 5.5 loads per truck. So those areas, and it's color coded. So those areas show which the load to truck ratios, but that's not what I really wanted to show you. I wanted to show you for each equipment type, the demand and the rates, the national rates for that equipment type. So for a van, the rates as it stands right now are right here. So these are the regions of the country. So if you look at it for a dry van around the Midwest area, it's $1.98, a little under $2 a mile. So if you were to focus on your equipment, if your equipment type was a dry van and you were focusing on shippers who ship in dry van with dry van freight, then you would go after the state or the shippers in the states that fall within this $1.98 cents per mile range. If you go to flatbeds, here we go. So 255, 245, 220. So 255 seems to be the highest. So the same area, essentially the same zone for flatbed. So if you, as an agent, were going after shippers and your equipment type that you were targeting, like if your niche was the flatbed niche, you would go after the commodities in the states whose cents per mile 255 right now. Now this can go up within the next month. It can go up next week. But right now, as it stands currently, this zone is paying cents per mile national rates. And these are spot market rates, which is the lowest that are being posted by the brokers. So it's the same area. So the Midwest is paying pretty good for the flatbeds there. And then the national rates for reefers. So if you notice a pattern here. The same region seems to be paying, no matter what equipment type, van, flatbed, or reefer, the same region, the Midwest region here, seems to be paying the highest cents per mile. So what does that tell you as an agent? If you were an agent, you were thinking about, well, you know, what shippers do I need to go after? If you're looking at that for some stats and some use as a use case and for data, then you would say, okay, well, I'm noticing that for the Midwest, the cents per mile rates are pretty high, or not high, but pretty good. They're the best of all the regions in the country for either vans, flatbeds, or reefers. You know, so I should go after shippers in those states that have these good paying cents per mile, because I'm more than likely to get shippers there and move freight in these regions than I am anywhere else, because this region is the one that pays the most. Now, I'm not saying do not go after the other ones. I'm just saying consider using this one as your first option. So are you guys following along with that? Yeah, Tashawn said, has the rates increased yet? I haven't been. They're starting to go up slowly. Right now, this is May. They should have made their 50 cent to a. They should have made their 50 cent to 75 cent spike increase around March, the beginning to the end of March. This is April, and it's a gradual, steady climb. It's not a jump yet, but they're coming up. Produce season is coming around. There's a lot of seasonal freight out here in the seasonal states like Florida for the citrus stuff, watermelons, produce, like out west in like Idaho for the potatoes, Washington State for the apples, California for the oranges, Florida for the oranges. You know, then a lot of lumber loads down in the like Nevada, Oregon, things like that, and then in Texas for lumber and steel. So they're gradually going up. I've been dispatching a little bit, but they're gradually going up. But this website, this link, if I were you, I would use it as save it as a favorite in your browser and refer to it from time to time. So now and these are under the rates, the van rates, the reefer rates, and the flatbed rates. Now you have the demand and the capacity. So that's the load to truck ratio. So how many loads per one truck? That's what that means. The load is a ratio. So if you go to reefer, demand and capacity. So now you're seeing the load to truck ratio 12 plus in these color coded states. So there's more loads. There's 12 more loads per one truck in these color coded states, so on and so forth. That's how you read that. So there's more loads over here, but if you go back up here, even though there's more loads over here, the rates are still paying more in a different region. So that may be confusing at times. It may be understood at other times. And in the flatbed, it's the same thing. So now if you look at this, 18 plus loads per truck. So load to truck ratio, as of April 2019. This is April 2000, last month, because we're in May, right? So as of April 2019, the darker ones. And I know why it's up here so dark, because this is seasonal freight right now. This is like Oregon, onions, Washington State apple, Idaho potatoes. It's the season for that. That's why it's so many. That's why there's more loads up there, because it's their season for that. So as an agent, you need to go after those seasonal state shippers while you can. Get those locked in. And they'll go away when the season goes away, but you'll still have that shipper in your database. So when that season comes around the next year, you don't have to worry about going after them. They'll just start kicking you their loads again. South Dakota, Wyoming, so these states here, Oklahoma and Kansas, I would say lumber and steel. I think Nucor has a steel facility up there. So. Nucor has steel facilities all over the country. They have different satellite offices. Then, of course, this Midwestern, Southeastern region is pretty good. Of course, down here in the South, Panhandle. You notice Florida's grayed out because nothing comes in and out of Florida a lot. So, and that's how you read that. What is that? That's flatbed. So now van demands. Van pretty much is general freight. So 5 loads per truck, 5 loads to truck. That's the load to truck ratio. So that's how you read it. Again, seasonal stuff, and then you have general freight. The darker colors reflects that 5.5. So, okay. Any questions about that? Okay. I am, because someone asked me this question in dispatch training today, excuse me, about me doing a brokerage. And that will, I would say, if I'm not working as an agent, or if the dispatching starts to subside a little bit, or becomes more automated, and then if I'm not doing what I want to do with the agent side, I may consider doing a brokerage and then just going from there. So, Okay, so you guys got the link for this, right? So the link is here. So that's that. And then what else I was going to, did you guys get this Ted Keys? Want to make sure you got all the resources and tools so when you do become an agent. This is a 104-page freight sales success guide. So this is by Ted Keys. Ted Keys is the leading freight broker, trainer, known to man. Dennis Brown, Scott Woods, all these guys are disciples of Ted Keys. They've learned from him. So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Ted Keys. It's 104 pages. Did I send you guys this? If I didn't send it to you, I'm going to add it to the website. Okay, you don't have it. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll add it as a PDF. I'll add it as a PDF under tools and resources, all these documents. Let me go in here. You guys still have your passwords to each section, so that's cool. So this stuff is about to get, this section here is going to, this website basically is going to be more, Freight Broker 101 is going to be more for you guys as a point of reference. And then when you need some live training, I can just step in and do the live trainings. But there's so much reference information here. And then also, too, by the way, Direct Freight Services, I've actually bought the subscription for them, $34.95. So it's not just the free version of it where you log in and you do a load and it just gives you the name. It tells you to order the thing. You won't be able to see the broker or shipper. Now when you log in and you do a load or you post a load and things like that, you're able to do that because I paid for the subscription. It's no longer the regular one. I actually upgraded for you guys. So if I log in and go here. So this is the shipper broker side. So you can find trucks now. So if you're an agent, you can find trucks. So if you click here, it turns blue. The carrier owner operators, you find loads. You know, the different features, post trucks, view trucks, things like that. But the shipper broker side now, if you want to, as an agent, you log in now, you do the find trucks, post loads. Now you're able to post loads. So you can find trucks, you find certain trucks, truck search. I think the dispatching side can use this resource as well when they want to find trucks. So let's say, give you an example as to how it works. Let's do a 100-mile radius, and we'll just say Houston. We'll say the 3 main equipment types, and search. So now we get the contact information from the companies, and if you open it up, it should have their information in here as well, who they are. The only thing I don't see is a MC number. So what I may do, you can go to Safer and look up the company based off of their company name as well. So let's see if that Access Group LLC out of Houston, Texas.
Hey Charles, I got a question, man.
Yeah.
So how does it work with the shippers really? Because I guess I'm a little confused with that a little bit. So if I get a shipper, or anybody gets a shipper underneath the brokers, right? And that broker, that shipper provides us loads every day. Now,
right.
How does that work as far as who moves the loads for that shipper? Is it just goes into a system or a pot and everybody moves loads for that, or is it just that's the loads you're going to move individually, or how does that work?
If you get the shipper, you are the account executive for that shipper. That's your account. Say they give you 10 loads a day to move, and let's say you move 5 of those loads a day, and let's say that your commission for that brokerage that you're under is a, let's say, what, 60-40 or 70-30, whatever that is. The loads you move, you get paid for that that percentage. Now, if there are other agents, now some brokers are set up like this, like Metro 90 is too. As if there are other agents who are moving the loads for your account and you're not moving it, since it's your account, you still get a small percentage because it's your account. So you still can make money off loads that are not moved, that you don't move personally, but they're still coming from your shipper or your account.
Got it.
You see, it's like almost like a residual. It's like a residual thing.
Yeah, because the point is to make sure we keep the shipper happy and moving their loads.
Correct. So you may not be able to handle 10 loads a day by yourself, but if you got other agents working under that brokerage, you may get, since you get 70-30 for moving your loads specifically, if you move them directly, you move 5 of those 10 loads directly yourself, you get 70, the broker gets 30. If the other 5 loads gets moved by other agents, then there's a certain percentage they get. They may get 35%, and you get the other 35%, and then the broker's going to always get their 30%. So of the other 70% is determined, well, how much of it does the other agent gets, and how much do you get because it's your client. So let's say of the 70%, the other agent who moved that load gets 50%, and you get 20 because it's still yours. So you get paid 20% for not even moving the load, simply because it's your customer, right?
Gotcha.
You follow that?
So that's something that we just need to talk to with the broker about.
Right. So when they discuss, that'd be a good question to ask them, because I'm sure that's possible, because I may get a shipper and they may say, we need you to move 20 loads a week. I may not be able to move 20 loads a week. I may not be able to handle that just coming in. So, and if we got other agents under the brokerage, how would that work? That's a really an honest question to ask, or a good question to ask, because I may be able to handle 10 of those 20 loads a week, but who's going to handle the other 10? And they want all 20 loads moved, so in order to satisfy that shipper and keep that money rolling in, that client, that customer, that account, those other agents can move those loads. I'll just get, let's say I get 10%. Or 20%. The other agents, 20% of the 70, and then the other agents who move that load, since it wasn't there, and those other agents understand that. Look, this is not your account, but if you move these loads, you'll get 50%.
Yeah.
So that means the other 20. So it makes sense. Everybody got skin in the game. Yeah, everybody gets something out of that. So you get paid for not even moving the load, but it's your account. So you brought this big account, but you couldn't handle all the loads, but you're still getting paid for loads being moved that you didn't directly move. You're getting paid for loads that you indirectly moved because other agents moved them. Now, if I was to do my brokerage, I would set up a pricing scheme like that. I would set up a, depending on the book of business, either a 50-50 split for brand new agents coming on, or a 60-40 split, or a 70-30 split, depending on how many accounts that the agent is bringing on. Like if you're bringing on 1 to 3 shippers, it'll go to a 60-40 split. If you're bringing on between 5 to 7 or 5 to 10, then it's a 70-30, and then an 80-20. 80-20 would be my cap.
Yeah.
So because it's realistic to me. You get paid more with more that you have to offer. The more skin in the game that you're providing, then the more I'm going to give to you, because you're doing more of the work. You're just using my brokerage for the financial and the legal help, because the broker has the financial and the legal responsibility to maintain the brokerage. You're just bringing in the accounts. Mm-hmm. So it's only fair to do that, right?
Exactly. I'm all for it, but I was just curious about that, because I'm like, well, if I get, how does that actually work? And I ain't never asked it. I ain't never heard nobody ask that question either. So I'm thinking about it now. So that's a good question to ask. You guys might want to write that down. That's a very good question, because again, what if you land, like Felicia said, she knows the shipper, and say if this shipper is a large shipper, like yesterday, I think it was yesterday with my wife, I was at IKEA. IKEA just built this huge warehouse over here in Norfolk, Virginia,
And we were over there actually shopping for some stuff, looking for office furniture and stuff like that. But I got a chance to look at the customer side of it. I went to the grand opening, but now I saw the customer side, and this place is huge. We got restaurants in it and everything. It's almost like a mall, but it's a furniture store. It's like a Walmart version of a furniture store. So, and you know how IKEA is. IKEA is this big high-end furniture stuff, office furniture and bedding and all this other stuff. But it's huge. It's 2 levels with escalators in it, and it's like 50,000 square feet. And it's like a huge parking lot and parking garages. And it's right off the interstate in Norfolk, Virginia, over there by the military base. So, you know, but it's interesting. So I'm looking at it, you know, but it's a distribution. It's not a warehouse. It's a things come to them, so they're inbound and then they go outbound to like on LTL straight trucks and they get delivered to residential and commercial areas. So I'm still trying to figure out a way where I can use my services. I may have to use box trucks now instead of bringing in tractor trailers. So, okay. But there's always a way. So, but yeah, that's a good point. You might want to write that down. That's a good question, because say if you do land a shipper whose volume of loads that they need moved is greater than what you can handle yourself. So then you bring the other agents in to help make up the difference in order to maintain the account, right? Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty fair though. So now you, as a broker, like if I was a broker, I got to think of a fair percentage all around the board. Like if you move your own, like if you're one of my agents, I'm the broker, and Felicia's an agent, Robert's an agent, Darius is an agent. You bring the account on, Tashawn, 70-30 split for you. You move, and we got to move 20 loads a week. You move 10 by yourself. You can handle 10. The other 10 gets split between Darius, Felicia, and Robert, right? So they move those loads, those other 10 loads, like 4 to Felicia, 3 to Robert, 3 to Darius, however the case may be for a week. They get, of the 70%, they'll get 50 or 60%. Let's say 50%. If they're new, they'll get 50%. Coming in new, you get 50%. So the other 20% goes to you because it's your account. I still get my 30. I'm getting my 30 regardless, whether you move them or they move them, or whoever, because, you know, that's how that works. But everybody eats, B. Everybody eats, paid in full, right? Word up. Everybody eats, B. So I guess. I was so we eating seafood, right? I pull out the knot of money. I bag the bag up. And I can make that shot, B. $5,000. I put it on the table. Boom. We got a bet. So you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, of course. Hey, but you know what I'm saying? That question's a good question too, because it's like, okay, if I'm coming underneath the brokerage with no shippers myself, you know what I mean? Right. Do I still have an opportunity to really, you know, start making money also? Because if someone else that's already a part of brokerage has shippers, they need help moving loads. Okay, that gives me the opportunity to possibly make some money.
Right. So if you come in, So if you come in the door, and if you get so that'd be a question when Lita calls y'all, or you present to Miss Fletcher at GIF Logistics. That'd be a question too. So flip the script with that. So if I bring my shippers on, what's the pay scale? If I can't handle all my volume and other agents moving, what's that percentage? Or if I'm coming in with no book of business, but another agent has a book of business, but they can't handle their volume, and if I help them move loads, what's the pay scale for that? So that's a good question. I mean, seriously, you might want to write that down. That's a good question.
Oh, it's already stored, bro.
Because you may come in the brokerage and say, okay, I can help move loads. Do I get a percentage for helping move the loads? I got access to trucks. I'm a part of a national dispatchers network where I can find carriers for you guys. Mm-hmm. I may not have a shipper yet, but I got carriers. I'm part of a network that we can get carriers.
Exactly.
So yeah. So that's a very good point to make. Either way. Everybody, I got the paper bag, B. Trash cans over there. You got them there. I got 5 stacks. I got 10 stacks. Slam it on the table. I shoot the shot. He said, "Give me my money. Give me my money." I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I just watched that today, and I'm having flashbacks. I'm sorry.
I just
I love that
previews
movie.
for it, man, the other day.
I love that movie, man. So, but yeah, that's you look at it from both ways. So that's a very good question, though. So, and then a year from now, if I do have a brokerage set up, I probably will outline that from the onset, because those are the different scenarios that you would present to a prospective agent who wants to come on to you, whether they have a book of business or not. You want to present that pricing commission scale in such a way that it'll be an attractive presentation for them to come on board. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're giving me ideas now. Wait a minute. That's an idea.
That's the platform for it, though, right? You know, maybe we share ideas.
Yeah.
Even if I can't benefit from it, somebody else probably can.
Yeah. And that's the whole point. So we share that idea. That's a very good point, though. Damn, I'm thinking about that now. That's a good point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. And I'm curious to think. I'm not sure if Metro is doing that. I can't speak for them, but I'm not sure. But when I presented my idea to them, my 70%, I said I was willing to give up some of my 70%, like half of my 70%, to you guys who brought shippers in who were not yet agents, but it would just funnel through me, and then I would give you my, half of my 70%, 35 and 35, and they were cool with that because they wasn't losing anything. So they would say, well, we don't care. You have sub agents under you. We don't care. So if I go to another brokerage other than Metro Knight and it's still 70-30 or 80-20, whatever it is, I will still, the ones I'll train under who still haven't become agents yet but still have the ability to bring shippers on, I'll still be willing to do that because, again, everybody has to eat, right? So, and then once you come in as an agent, then whatever commission is decided with you and the brokerage you decide to come in with, you no longer get the half of my commission. You get your own chunk, your own 70%, 60%, whatever that is. You get to keep everything, especially if you move it yourself.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And that's how it's working. Some brokerages don't work like that. They're more of a they don't provide that type. They just say, well, whichever ones you move. Whichever ones you can't handle. If the other person moves a load on your account, they get paid that percentage, that 70%, and you don't get paid nothing, even though you brought that account on. Like the Landstars, like the big boys, the C.H. Robinsons, the Landstars, and stuff like that. Their pay scale don't work like that. So,
well, they're able to do that because they got so many employees and they big enough to
they got, man.
You don't eat, you don't hunt and kill what you eat, find to eat, you ain't gonna eat.
Right. So yeah, that's a very good point. There's so much fairness in that all around the board and from both sides. There's so much fairness in that. I can feel it. There's so much fairness in that.
So my thing, right, with that, right? We of course we can ask that question, but I know you bringing in different brokers that you've been talking to also. You know what I'm saying? Is that something that you can be willing to do, like as far as a vetting process for them, to ask them, hey, is that something that you guys want to do or you not want to do?
I'm glad we're on the same page. I'm glad you said that because that's exactly what I'm going to start doing. The next ones I ask, and I'm going to go back to the other ones and ask that. I got agents who are trained up, who know what they're doing. They're just ready to get under somebody, and they're even willing. They almost have shippers ready. They just need to find a good brokerage to get them under. Now let's discuss your commission process. What's your commission base? Here are the two scenarios, and then I'll throw the scenarios at them and see what they say. I won't even give them a lead. I won't even lead in for them. I'll just give them the two scenarios, and based off of their response, I will determine if I need to move on or not. You see?
Yeah. Okay.
So I won't even waste your guys' time because the agents in the brokerages is one of the most important jobs because you actually you're doing the leg work. So yeah, you're doing all the leg work. And the brokerage is sitting back. They're just using their authority and their legals, the insurance, the bond, and all this other stuff. They're using that, and they're just charging a percentage. They're keeping, 30%. You're making the 70%. So But yeah, that'll be the question. You know, I'll use myself as a scenario when I talk to the brokers. I say, okay, say I'm an agent. I come on. First of all, what's my commission split? Say I got 3 customers coming in my book of business. They'll say, okay, 70%. Okay, 70-30. Okay, I'm cool with that. Say I bring on a shipper that says move 20 loads a week. I can only handle 10. I get my 70-30 split with you on the 10, right? They'll say, yeah. I say, what about the other 10? Do we just lose the other 10 and risk losing the shipper? Or will the other agents under your brokerage have an opportunity to move those other 10 loads under my account? They'll say, yeah. I say, okay, if so, what's the commission split on that? Because I got to get something for that too, because it's my account, right? Right. So now the broker's seeing that, okay, you're thinking like an entrepreneur. Because I'm not losing money. I'm bringing an account in, and if I don't maintain 20 loads a week, we're going to lose that account. So I move 10. I can handle 10. Once I get to a point I can handle all 20, then I'm cool. I'm good. But while I'm getting to that point, I handle 10. The other agents handle the other 10. What do they get? What do I get? Because it's my account. And then let's reverse that. I come to your brokerage. I don't have no book of business. What's my commission split? Typically, it's 50-50, right? 50-50 split. You're coming in with no book of business. Okay, I understand that. I agree to that. Let me give you another scenario, Mr. or Mrs. Broker. Let's say I come in with no book of business, no experience, and I help another agent with their customers' accounts move their loads. What am I getting for that? You see? So those are the scenarios. And that's a good point you made, Tashawn. That's a good vetting process to determine what brokerage that I will consider sending you guys, because you guys are ready. You guys are good. You guys know what you need to do. I mean, it's just about doing it. The doing it part is even easier for you guys. It's just getting under a brokerage who's going to give you what you need, everything that you need, and everything that you're worth, right? So by discussing this, we're determining our worth right now in both of those scenarios. Whether you come into a brokerage with a book of business or without, what are my numbers? What am I looking at? So, so we got it. We know what we need to do. So
exactly. It's just now getting underneath someone, because like I said, it's like we calling the shippers. It's like, why the hell am I calling the shippers for what? I ain't got nobody to be work with. And if I get one, and shit, I ain't got no. Okay, well let me see this packet, or send me a packet of something now.
Right. Yeah. See, Robert said he's ready to go. Hey, Robert, you just came in late. I'm gonna end at 7 tonight because I need to go, bathe mom and everything. But I just got off the phone with Metro Night. And Metro Night is going to get a hold of you guys over the weekend, Monday at the latest. That's one brokerage, Robert, just to recap. And GIF Logistics, Adina Fletcher, I just got off the phone with her. Felicia, Darius, and Tashawn heard that call. She is going to send me her email, and I'm going to send her your contact information, Tashawn's, Felicia's, and yours. And I'm not sure if Darius is at a point where he's understand what he needs to do as well. Darius, can you unmute yourself for a second, please?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, good, sir. How about yourself?
Okay. Do you feel that you may be ready to be considered to work as a freight agent now, or do you feel you need to be, get a little bit more training, a little bit more understanding of what you need to do and things like that?
I think we need just a little bit more, sir.
Okay, that's cool. And
definitely interested.
Yeah. I just want to, because as you see, I'm calling brokers live and but Tashawn made a good point. We need to, even on our end as potential freight agents, we need to vet out the brokers also to provide the best scenarios for the agents when we come on. So we want to make sure that we get everything that we're worth when we come in under a brokerage as agents. So it's kind of like a freight agent union. It's a freight agent union, so to speak. which is cool because we need to. I mean, there's no point in going into a situation if you don't have everything that benefits you from the beginning. You just set yourself up for failure. So,
True.
So yeah, if you need to continue to get a little bit more training, and the only training that you may need is just to get the understanding of what it is you need to do. All the resources and the content is on the website. Just as far as calling the shippers, knowing what to say, the little scripts and things like that, that is on the website. We can rehearse that as well, go over it. I'm actually going to change the time, the beginning of July. I don't think everybody heard this. I don't think Robert heard it, but beginning of July, I'm going to change the time of the freight broker training to align with the time of the dispatching training. So Monday and Wednesday, dispatcher 101 from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tuesday, Thursday, freight broker 101 from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I'll use Friday as a day off to kind of reset and for the following week and get things in order. So that way, doing freight broker 101 Tuesday, Thursday from 11 to 1, we can go online, look up shippers, call them, because I'll call them, give the spiel, the script, or whatever, get on the phone, call them. You guys will hear that conversation. So you can, like we do with dispatching, where we hear me call the carriers, talk to them, call the brokers, talk to them. We'll talk to the shippers. We'll go on LinkedIn, look at those resources, look at the back of packaging, any product in my cabinet, go on Google, look up that company, call and speak to their transportation manager, and then give our script. And I'll go into the cabinet and pick any product. Go to a Walmart, go down a grocery aisle, anywhere. There's shippers all over the place, right? But that's not the important part. The important part is the technique that's used to contact those shippers that's going to be most effective to get them to say, yeah, send me a packet. That's what we need. That's where the training needs to be at. All the other content, you can read that. That's right here. Everything that you really need to know is pretty much right here. And if it's not, we'll add to it. And whether I see it or one of the members see it, you guys just let me know and it gets added to the website. But the main thing right now as an agent is getting the shippers, understanding what niche we're going to choose to go in, what equipment type to focus on for the niche. I spoke to my multimillionaire friend who lives locally with me. He said right now, if you choose the reefer equipment type, even though they're a pain, those are the ones that are paying the most. So now with the reefer, what commodity of that reefer equipment type do we need to go after? That's the decision we need to make, whether it's meat, whether it's beverages, whether it's produce. Flatbeds are the easiest entry point to try to go after a shipper for, but the only downside to that is they don't pay as much. It's easy to get a lumber load, it's easy to get a lumber shipper, but they're only paying $1.19 a mile. So you can land that shipper, but you're going to have a hard time finding carriers to move that load. That's the drawback. But with a reefer, if you land a reefer load, you're likely to move the freight easier because their rates per mile are a little bit better. So understanding that dynamic, that paradigm, the niche, the commodity types for that specific niche, all that stuff we need to get trained up on. And see, Robert says I have at least 100,000 shippers. We can vet some, maybe out of business, but I need to use it. Okay. So what resource are you using? Are you using like McRae's, Thomas Net? What resource are you getting that from, Robert? Is it an old resource with the 100,000 shippers that you have, or you have a database? Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah. And then maybe next Friday we can go over that, Robert, too, if you don't mind. We can kind of analyze that and see what angles we can go after to kind of vet those out and then start making calls to those people. First, we'll determine the ones who are not in business and go from there. So that's your choice. I'll let you think that over the weekend, Robert, and you decide if you're ready to share that information with those 100,000 shippers or not. Okay, that's fine. All right. Okay. So Darius is not crack ready, and that's okay, Darius. You don't have to be ready. I just wanted to ask you and give you a fair opportunity to consider whether you're ready to get in, to jump in or not. Even if you're not, or I'm sorry, even if you are and you say you want to be an agent, when the broker calls you and they say, okay, yeah, come on board, they're going to still have their own training within their internal brokerage because they need to train you up in their way, how to use their TMS system, how to use their load boards and things like that. So, but this is just a freight broker one-on-one just to give you the beginning foundations. But of course, just like when you start a new job, you're going to have learn their system, the way that they do their things. It's the same thing. You know, nothing's changed. So, okay. Any questions, guys? I want to go ahead and get off. I'm going to add this content to the website. This PDF and the other PDFs. Okay. All right. And of course, guys, if you have questions offline for me, of course, I'm always reachable. So everybody has my number, but I always put it in just in case. So, all right. And I'll limit the trainings on Friday evenings until we start in July to an hour on Friday evenings because we pretty much know what we need to do. But the Friday trainings, we'll just go over anything new and then tweak some of the stuff that we know we need to tighten up on. But when we start back in July from 11 to 1, that 2 hour, we'll go ahead because we're going to be using that time to search shippers, different techniques to do that, and then different techniques to call and actually talk. Get past the gatekeeper, all the basics that they tell you about, get past the gatekeeper, how to do that, get to the transportation manager, talk to them, things like that. So, all right. All right. You guys have a good weekend. Be safe. Until next Friday. Of course, my number, if you have any questions, just give me a call. Okay.